Okay, welcome guys to our Antonio and Chris's first flight, I hope not the last, and we will get straight into it. We're here at Seattle, and we're on runway 34 right, and Antonio will now take us through the beginning of the pre-flight, and we'll be out of here as soon as possible. Okay.
Okay, so let's start then.
Right.
Okay, so electrical power up. Do you have the FCOM at hand?
I don't have the FCOM, but what I do have is the checklist. I have the Subsonic flight training checklist.
Okay, so let's start with, because we need the FCOM for this one. Okay, so electrical power up. Battery switch goes on.
Got it.
Standby power to auto, that is auto. Electric demand pumps off. Off, off, off. Windshield wipers off. Electric alternate flap selector. It's off, and there is the off light on the arm switch. Landing gear down. It also agrees with the ACAS.
Got that?
Flap position. Damn it.
I've got that. Yep.
Okay. Flaps are up, and also indicators agree.
All right.
And now we go back into the over. So bus tie switches, they're all on auto, and then external power 1 and external power 2, since we are passenger aircraft.
Right.
Okay, so let's start, since we don't need the APU yet, so let's move into the preliminary pre-flight.
Okay.
Okay, so that is IRS is going to nav.
Okay.
Okay, now we are going to check while they align. Let me just... Okay, we are going to check here the ACAS, so let's start with... Okay, so hydraulic quantity around 1, give or take, so within acceptable ranges, and the oxygen is about 1,800, since we are only 2, and 1,800 is actually for 4, if I'm not mistaken, then we have more than enough. And now we are also going to check the engine to make sure that we have enough, so assuming that per company this is above 20, we also have 21 and 22 on all engines, so that is okay. So now let's jump into circuit breaker. That's the P6 one. We can check that, and now we go into the overhead maintenance part.
Okay, that's the P61, and now the overhead.
Overhead maintenance. Okay, so we are looking to see everything is guarded. APU starts source, we are going to move this into battery. The SSB is open in this case, so this is also acceptable for the passenger variant. Everything else it's closed, and norms, squibs have been tested already. So that actually, and the in this case we also do not have the Lucifer switch in here. Okay, and I'm assuming that you are going to do, if you are going to do the walk around, then please set the parking brake, since also it's on your side.
Okay, you want me to set the parking brake? Okay.
Yeah.
Parking brake is set.
Okay, great. So now we can jump into the CDU pre-flight.
Okay.
So maybe take over that part.
You would like me to do the CDU pre-flight?
Yeah, the thing is, I can also do if you want, but...
Up to you.
Yeah, you can do it.
Okay, so here we are with the left side CDU, and we'll go to pos init, and we'll drop in the coordinates, and then we'll go to the route page. So the origin is Kilo Sierra Echo Alpha, and we're going to Moses Lake, which is KSEA Up, 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 up. Mike Whiskey Hotel. All right, and onto the, we'll activate that, and onto the route page 2. And so the clearance is, we'll do the mountain departure first. Departure, Seattle, runway 34 right. It's here, and we want the mountain 2. Okay, and so we'll go to the route page 2, and after vectors we've got direct visa B Bravo Echo Echo Zulu Romeo. Okay, that's in, and then Echo Lima November. Whoop. Echo Lima November. That's in. Then Victor 336. Victor 336 to Euphrasia, which is Echo Papa Hotel, and then direct Moses Lake, MWH. Okay, so that is okay, this one's south, this one's the north hemisphere, so that's the one. Okay, and now go to the legs page, and I will just flip that over and go back here, and we'll just quickly go through the step through that and check it. Okay, Nizog, and then vectors, then visa, ELN, okay, okay, Euphrasia, and Moses Lake. So that is checked. Okay, so we can execute that, and we have the route in. Would you like to do the performance, Antonio?
If we already have the numbers, yes, we can do the
We have, yep, we have the numbers.
Let me confirm while you do the data input. Give me a second. Okay, I have this here.
Okay.
Okay, so for the zero full white we have 220.
Correct.
For the full, the block we have 49er.
Okay.
And the reserves, well, we can leave that at 5 or something similar since we don't have the full flight plan.
You want to put that in?
I can put that in on my side, give me a second. So performance initialization, so we have 220. Okay, for fuel we have 49er. And reserves we can leave this at 5 since we don't have a more official flight plan.
Okay.
Cruising altitude, it will be 190, correct?
Correct. Yep.
190. And our costing tax, it's going to be
your choice.
Okay, we can leave this at 100.
Okay.
Okay, so let's do the cross check. The gross weight is 269er, the full is 49er manual. Zero full weight will be 220, reserves at 5, cruising flight level 190, cost index 100, and cruise center of gravity 20%. For step size, this is the next generation, correct? Or it's the older one?
It's the NG.
Okay, so we can actually do this.
Okay.
So, do you want me to continue with the thrust limitation?
Yep. Let's go right the way through to V speeds.
Okay, so takeoff, it will be not at the rate of takeoff, and V speeds. So let me jump here into the next page. Okay, so engine acceleration 8, we can leave this at 1000. Acceleration 8 at 1000. We will go back into, the thrust reduction will happen at flaps 5. One thing, can you give me the 80s, have the 80s for Seattle?
Sure thing. I can get that off this other screen. Yes, wind 200 at 5, 10 statute miles visibility, cloud broken at 1700, temperature 20, dew point 09, altimeter 2999, and that's it.
999, so I can set this on my to 9999. Okay.
Right.
So the outside temperature, it was 20.
12.
12. Okay, 12.
Dew point 9.
Okay, so now we can go back into the previous page, takeoff page. So this is going to be a flaps 10 departure or flaps 20.
Up to you.
If this is actually, if you want to follow British, that would be actually flaps 20.
Correct.
So we can actually request the data from the mainframe at British Airways.
At Heathrow, right? If they're not on strike. Okay, wait for that to come back. All right, you want to accept that?
We can accept. So the thing is, flaps 20, center of gravity, it's 20. It agrees with the previous option. Trim 6, runway 34 right. This is full length, and we have 125, 127, and 147.
Correct.
Okay. So the performance data is inserted.
I concur.
So have you finished the remaining part of the CDU?
Yeah, the CDU is complete.
Okay, so since we did the pre-flight, now let me just do the remaining part on the overhead. So
okay,
that is actually quick. Let me just try to get, if I can get back to the overhead.
If you can talk it through, then people can see, because I can point to it.
Okay, so DECs are all guard closed, indication normals, IRS should be at nav, utilities, both lines should be off, standby power auto, both external powers connected since this is a passenger, battery should also be on. Bus ties all in auto, generators should be on light with the off indicator, drive disconnections should be sealed and with the drive light illuminated. So system fall on all hydraulics, both applies to the pressure pumps, they should all be in off position at this stage, engines should also be on with the off light pressure. We don't need to do any setup regarding lighting, we do have a good lights. And here a little bit on top, emergency lights go on, audio, Captain audio system is norm, OBS is also norm, and the fuel transfer switch is guarded and off. So the fire handle should be checked in, no lights. Cargo fires should also be all buttons off and the discharge button guarded. Starter should be all in, standby in norm, auto in norm. In some cases, depending on the FCOM, this is actually on 1, but let's let it be. Auto starter is off, fuel jettison off, both nozzles guard and closed, fuel X feed goes into on. Then the fuel pump should be off, nacelle should be off also, or at least in the auto position. They are off when on the ground anyway. Wing anti-ice is off, wipers are off, window heat on, washers off, and then we check the ISO stand flows. All the lights are off as they should be. Cargo condition flow rate, this is up to the operations to decide, but let's this be low. Passenger oxygen should be closed, guarded and sealed. The oil dumper on. Outflow valves should be open when on the ground, and also this the open indicator should be in the middle position. Auto select should also be norm, so they are actually, you can confirm this on the ACAS. It should show cabin altitude and not cabin manual. Both manual overrides should be on the off position, pass temperature as required, the trim air on, up recycling also on, equipment cooler should be on. We could start, maybe, if you agree, we can start the APU.
Go ahead.
To provide.
Go ahead.
So press a little seconds and then release. We should have the APU in a few seconds. Okay, so they should all be off. I'm going to move this into on in a short bit. Isolation should be open, and then engine bleed should be open with off lights, since we do not have any pneumatic pressure. Nav lights on, and logo we can also leave it on. Okay, so now on my side of the cockpit, so I can very quickly go through the current.
We've got APU power now, so I'll transfer to APU power.
Okay, and on also start the packs.
Right.
So it can get, because
the packs are now on. And ground, you can disconnect external power. So we'll do that. Ground will disconnect the external power, and that's done.
Okay, so now very quick look at the status messages. So nothing out of the ordinary. We have a couple of open doors, and so everything should be as set. We also have the fuel tank to engine message, so that means that we can effectively close the crossfeed valves.
Right, done.
Okay, so back again. What do we have? Okay, so let's start the FEs setup. So minimum should be on baro, flight path vector not needed, meters also not needed. Baro on in inches, 29er. Let me do a quick check on the ADFs. That is working. Also quick check on this side. That is also working. So press the center. We now have on map. And let's put this at 20. And give me airports, and yeah, that's pretty much everything that I want on this side. So lower CRT to norm, inbound norm, and now we will do the oxygen. We come back. Source selector should also be pointing at 12. Okay, clock agrees with the current time. No elapsed time, so no need to clear the elapsed time. Now we have the PFD, so blank toga. 143 agrees with the speed on the MCP set that we have set. 30, ground speed is 0. The compass, the PFD compass is aligned with our actual compass. Then pitch at 8, wings level at 8 degrees. The FD has wings level at 8 degrees. Then FD is on top, -8 is also agrees. 3000 is the MCP altitude set, and we have 360 on the altitude. A very quick glance at the chart should confirm that that's our airport altitude. So let me just give a very quick thing in here. Where do we have the airport elevation? So airport elevation is 432, so it's within range. Then we go back into the ND, GS at 0, tick us off airport. We have both VOR left and right. We have our magenta line, and there is no flags. That's pretty much it. Okay, ground proximity systems, terrain, gears and flaps, GS inhibitor all off and guarded if applicable. Alternate gear, that's also off and guarded. And we go back into the ECAS EU. So auto, it shows the values for our engines. Let me just take a quick look down here. Let me get the engines down here. So we have all the values that we should. We have the EGT limits, and we also have the PR limits, so that appears to be in order. Adding on norm and API for ILS with the left FMC. So now let's keep moving down into the radio station. Okay, so we have left, center and right. ASCP, I'm going to jump that one. We have completed the fooling, so seatbelt is going to on, and we can set the flight vector to auto.
Close doors.
Now, yeah, close doors. Then weather and turbulence auto should be on the left, so this is correct. Cars is initialized, and now I move through this and through my. So let's place 2000 in here until we have something that is a little bit better. Auto brakes now going to the RTO. And now I'm going to sit myself, and the pre-flight is done. So you can do your side, and then we can do the checklist.
Okay, well, while you've been doing that, I've actually been doing my side, and so I'm pretty much set up. The only thing I have to do is to do the MCP, and okay, 147 for V2 and heading 345 and cleared altitude. You want to go all the way up to cruise altitude?
Yeah, we can go.
Okay, so we'll put that in there. Okay, and that is now set. I've set the QNH on my side 29er, and on the get that one set. Of course. 29er. Okay. Done.
Okay, so can I start with the pre-flight checklist?
Please.
Okay, pre-flight checklist. Oxygen tested 100% on my side.
Oh, checked. Normal.
Flight instruments.
Checked.
And parking brake.
Set.
Fuel control switches.
Fuel control switches. Ha.
Should be cut off.
Correct. Cut off.
Okay, pre-flight checklist completed.
Okay.
So, since we we already started the FMC input and we already did everything. I think that we can jump to the clearance and start with the before start preparation.
Okay.
Okay, so before start procedure. So we already have the 80s, we have the final papers, we have set the MCP. So that's V2, 147 agrees, 345, that's our heading, and 1900.
Right.
We have the, we need to do the briefing.
Okay, do you want to skip that?
We can skip that today.
Okay.
We have been dispatched, the door is closed, confirmed, we have removed external power, and ATC has provided our ATC clearance.
Correct.
So before start procedure. So let me go back into the
overhead.
into all the overhead.
We need to.
Yeah.
Okay.
We need hydraulics.
Right. So.
Okay, so hydraulics.
You want me to do that?
Do you want to do that? You can do.
Right. Done.
The first one also goes into walks.
Oh, you want? Okay. Right. My bad. Right.
Okay, so now the fuel panel.
Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. Because we're tank to engine, right?
Correct.
Let me just bring up the fuel here. The fuel synoptic. Okay, we've got 10, 10, 10, and 10 in main tank 1, 2, 3, and 4, and tank to engine valves are closed. Okay, that's done.
Okay, 2 packs off for the start.
Okay, 2 and 3 off.
Beacon at both.
Beacon at both. Done.
Okay, and recall. So let me do the recall on my side.
Okay.
Okay, so we have engine 4, 3, 2 and shutdown. This is normal. Step 2 and 3. Apparently it does contain fuel on step 2 and 3. Let me see.
I don't think so.
That is weird because it should not ask us for step 2 and 3.
Correct. Let me
because
try on and off. Okay, that'll probably clear when we start the engines, I hope.
Okay, then we have temperature zone. I'm assuming that something is not within what we want. Yeah, so the master is 22 and we are at 12, so that also explains a lot. One thing, are the door closed?
Yes.
Okay, all our doors are closed, great.
Doors closed and on automatic.
Okay.
Now,
so
can we just go back to the why did you say here that the temperatures had an influence?
because of temp zone.
Right.
So if we go into the quick reference handbook, because that is actually a relatively let me get temp zone. Let me see what this says. So if I open the KRH, one or more this occur. A zone duct temperature has overheat. The master trim air valve fails closed. A zone temperature controller fails. So we can do the zone reset switch that is on the overhead.
Okay. Got it.
Okay, so push.
Done. And it's not coming on.
Okay, choose one. Temp zone message blanks, or temp zone message say shows or shows again within the next 5 minutes.
Well, I'm hitting temp zone reset and we're not getting anything.
Okay, so in that case, pass temp selector goes into set. If the zone temperature controller is failed, all cabin zones are maintained at a moderate temperature.
Okay.
So
Well, all the passenger temperature is in auto. There's nothing else. Oh,
the thing is, this is the zone reset switch, and this is the pack reset switch. Let me just check on. I think that we have to survive with this, and then we need
Right.
to diagnose this further.
right.
I don't know, but I'm assuming that it's unable to maintain the temperature, and therefore it gives this message.
Right.
So we either do have a problem, or it's because we are not operating with all the packs.
It's because the APU bleed valve is not open.
Yeah.
Okay, so that should now clear everything.
Okay. Yes, the duct pressure is rising.
Right. Okay, so did you just blank that? Yeah. Okay, so now everything's back to normal, and the message is gone.
Now it's happy.
We forgot to turn on the APU engine bleed, or the APU bleed. So that's why we had that problem. Okay, solved.
It's fixed.
It's solved.
Solved.
Amazing how this old man has found the problem. Okay, so I think we're now ready almost to start the engines, right?
Yeah, so now we press recall, nothing special happens, and yeah, now we can do the before start checklist. And
The before start
checklist
is okay. Hydraulic pumps are auto. Augs, auto, augs. Fuel pumps are on. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Crossfeed valves are closed. Tank to engine. Okay, beacon light on both, and doors closed and armed. Correct. Alright, so before start checklist complete.
Okay, now we can start the engine.
Okay, up to you. Off you go.
Okay. Let me open here my layout.
And I will set the so that anyone watching can see the engine indications. Okay,
Okay, so start 4 and 3
start 4 and 3. Okay,
and push the full cutoff.
you're going to do that or me?
Now that's you.
Okay.
You are on the left side, so therefore.
Okay, done. Okay, we're getting oil pressure, and we're getting N1 rotation, and we're not getting light up. Yep, we're getting light up. Okay. EGT rising, fuel flow is...
Okay, we have light off.
Fuel flow rising. Okay, good. Two good starts.
Let's start 2 and 1.
Okay. Okay, we got everything normal on 2 and 1. Okay, we have 4 engines. Okay,
So
after
after
start
procedure.
checklist. APU off.
No. let me just do the procedure first, 1 second.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, so yeah, APU goes off. Hydraulic pumps go into auto, and the other one goes into auto. Do we have any clouds? Because I know that we are still at 12, so not really needed. And
Right.
yes, it's not needed. Packs go back into on. So, and after cargo heat goes also into on. Okay, so let's get status page. Because I can't see the entire screen. Okay, we still have that stab trim. That's still weird.
Let me check that in the QRH.
And let's set flaps 20.
Okay. Flaps 20.
I can even use my joystick. Yeah, it works great.
Okay, good.
Okay, so flight controls. Your controls.
Okay. Let me just get the synoptic visible. And okay, so 2 down, 2 up, left, 3 up, 2 down, right, 3 up, 2 down, and the rudder full left and full right. Actually not quite full left, but that's my rudder pedals. They've got a problem. Okay. Correct.
Okay, so I will blank the status page, transponder, and you set the trim.
Right. The trim is 6. So let me go to the trim and go to 6, and 6 is set. And I was just going to look up that stab trim and see how we get rid of that.
We got already.
Oh, okay.
I'm
Good.
assuming that when you that was not the stab trim fuel, it was the stab trim itself. So when you
Right.
moved the stab trim, the message cleared.
The message cleared. I didn't see that. Okay, good.
I don't know, but maybe it's some type of disagree between what is on the FMC and what is set physically on the aircraft.
Yeah, maybe that's it.
Okay,
Maybe
so
that's it.
before taxi, checklist.
Okay, before taxi checklist. Okay, allowable weights and takeoff weights checked. Thrust limit selected. Okay, let me just go to the correct page on that. Thrust limit is takeoff and climb. You want that, or do you want to? We're pretty light. Can probably go takeoff 1, climb 2, whatever you like.
We can go full Tolga.
Okay, right. So that's set. Flaps are set 20. V2 is 149. And the takeoff numbers have all been checked.
V2 is 147.
147, I beg your pardon, 147, you're correct. And trim is 6 and set. And 0.
Check.
Check.
So before taxi checklist complete, and now before the takeoff procedure. So there is no changes to our takeoff briefing. You want to go with weather or terrain on your side?
I've got terrain, but I can put weather. It's up to you, whichever you.
Okay, the thing is, you are the one flying, so
Okay,
you probably
weather.
should go weather, and I'm
You
going
go-
to be on terrain.
You go terrain. Okay.
Okay, we don't need to alert the crew back there, and we just need to complete the before taxi, before takeoff checklist.
Okay. Cabin attendants notified. Engine anti-ice is on auto. Recall is checked, right?
Checked.
Okay. Recall is checked. Okay. Flaps 20 and green, and
Check.
fuel control switches are forward.
Also, agree. Check.
Okay. Before takeoff, checklist complete. So we've got lineup final items. Packs to normal, so 2 off. Whoop, done. Landing and strobe lights on. And transponder is whatever we're given, and TARA. Okay, so we're on 2000. Let's just make it 5656. Okay. Set. Okay.
Yeah.
Final lineup procedures are checked.
Okay, so we can go when you are ready.
Okay, so parking brake is released, and let's go. Thrust set.
Thrust set.
80 knots.
80.
V1, rotate.
Rotate.
Okay, positive rate. Gear up.
Positive climb. Gear up.
Okay, speed increasing. Flaps 10.
Flaps 10.
Speed check. Flaps 10.
Flaps 10.
You want me to arm VNAV?
Yeah, VNAV and LNAV.
Okay, thrust ref, LNAV, VNAV speed.
Okay, and we'll flaps 5.
Speed check. Flaps 5.
Flaps 5. Flaps 5.
And we'll. Okay,
Glide slope active.
and flaps 1.
Flaps on.
Flaps 1. Flaps 1.
And flaps up.
Flaps up.
Flaps up.
Okay, after takeoff checklist. Landing lights off.
Landing as thrust off.
Okay, off cargo heat on.
After cargo weight checked.
Packs to normal.
Check.
Landing gear up and off.
Checked.
Okay. And flaps are up.
Flaps are up.
Climb check complete. Okay.
So we got here.
Now we're here and we're climbing and we're on vectors heading 070. Okay. Now, would you like to take control?
Again, because we now need to decide if we go direct Beezer from our present position.
Okay, well, ATC coming on. I don't know what our flight number is. Okay, whatever our
Sonic 44.
Sonic 44. Okay, Sonic 44 maintain current heading. Expect right turn to 100 to intercept J90 direct to Ufreda. Okay. So would you like to do the FMC to set that up?
Now, I haven't reached that lesson, so
Okay,
in
I
order
will
to do the intercepts,
I
you have
will
to do that part.
I will do that. Okay. So what we do is we go to the route page and we're being given J70 to Ufreda. So we'll enter J70 and we'll put that at the top. Okay, and it's to Ufreda. So it's Echo Papa Hotel, and we'll put that over there. Now, we can see that we've got the J70 line to the right of our current track, okay? And we're expecting a heading of 100 to intercept that airway. Sonic 44, right turn 100 to intercept J70 to Ufreda and then direct Moses Lake.
Okay, so you want me to set the MCP?
Yep.
Okay, so right to 100.
Correct.
You confirm.
100. Correct. Confirm. 100. And now we're on the intercept course, so let's execute. Okay. And we'll go to the legs page. And we don't want Normie, we want Fluid as the next
Weapon.
Oh, we can't see Fluid at the moment. Okay, ATC, come on. Sonic 44, right turn 140.
Okay, right 140. Sonic 44. Okay.
Okay, now we've got there's Fluid. Okay, so we want to bring Fluid to the top. Okay, and the course is 076. We've now got the
Position
intercept.
altitude.
Okay, and go to standard. All right.
Okay, speed VNAV path.
Correct. And now I'm going to go to the progress page, page 2, and the cross-track error is 4.7 from the airway. And already we're just making the turn. So we've made the turn to join
arm.
LNAV armed right. We've made
Yeah,
the
so speed LNAV VNAV path.
correct.
No.
Correct. And we've made the J70 to Blewett. Now the clearance was after Ephrata direct to Moses Lake. So we're on track.
Yeah, check.
Good. So this is where we talk about what we had for breakfast or lunch, right?
We can complain about the schedules,
Yeah, that's right.
the overtime.
Yeah, and we can talk about wanting to who we fancy and what we don't fancy and all that stuff, because now we're at cruise altitude and moving along, and now you've decided that your cat needs to get back to Seattle pretty quickly, and that you don't actually want to go to Moses Lake, right? So you call ATC.
Yeah.
ATC Sonic 44, we request a return to Seattle and cancel destination Moses Lake. ATC, come back. Sonic 44, stand by for clearance. So now we're waiting. Okay, Sonic 44, we have your new clearance. Are you ready to copy? Yep, Sonic 44 ready to copy. Sonic 44, you're cleared to Seattle via J34 to Olympia, and then J26 to J70 to Seattle. Right turn heading 180. So I will set that up. You can do the right turn and I'll set that up in the MCP. Okay, so the clearance.
Turning.
Okay, the clearance was to join J34. So we'll go J34 and put that in. Okay, and bring the range in a little. Oh, so J34, and it was to Olympia. So OLM, and there is J34, and we go to the, we'll execute that. Okay, and the next active waypoint is Raddy. Now if we go to the legs page, we want to bring Raddy down and bring Raddy up. Raddy down.
Ready your first waypoint.
Correct, and enter the heading, the intercept heading. No, that is not correct. We want 217 in there. Hang on, 217. Nope. What has happened? Why have I screwed this up?
Now the thing is, if you look at the ND, we are already turning inbound ready, so we are now almost overhead.
Yeah, but it's this intercept that I'm not getting right. The heading for the intercept. I want to bring Raddy down, bring Raddy down, bring Raddy up. That's not going to do it. I want this dotted line to go down onto J70, and I've screwed up somewhere and I don't know how to get that back. So we will just go direct ready. And oh, because I didn't have LNAV armed. All right. Okay, no problem. I can get that back. We're almost on to J70 now. So yeah, that was a little.
Okay, now we have heading select with LNAV arm, so when we are flying towards ready, we should engage.
It will automatically engage, that's right. Now we've got to get the rest of the clearance in.
Yeah.
So J34 to Olim, and then
J126.
Yeah. J126. Oh.
You need to clear
I
that.
know. J126. And that is to J70. Seattle. SEA. Okay. And execute. Alright, so now we have...
Yeah, looks good.
We have okay, so we have our clearance in. Okay.
I would say maybe turn on the heading selecting a bit more because we are going to pass a beam ready.
Okay, you're right.
I'm not sure if it's going to intercept. Yeah, I'm assuming that should do it. Chris, have you executed the changes?
I'm about to do that now.
Okay.
Okay, now I've finally got it right.
Now you did it.
Now I did it right and executed the changes. So now we have to start thinking about arriving in Seattle and getting our ATC come on, Sonic 44. Expect ILS 34 right with a JIPOX transition. You want to do that?
Yes, I can do that. Give me a sec. I'm also trying to get the shard because we will need that for the preparation for the briefing. Give me a sec.
I'm just going to go to the progress page and
monitor the intersection. We need to split the workload.
Yeah, the intercept. Well, the workload and the flow patterns are completely askew because I'm not good at that. I'm useless at that, and you're very good at it.
Yeah, the thing is, it's also slightly weird because you are used to do everything.
Right.
But we are sharing stuff. It's actually it gets some used to.
It takes a lot of getting used to. You're absolutely right.
Okay, so now we need to actually prepare the arrival.
Correct.
That is 3-4 right. Yeah, let me check on my side. 3-4 right, and the star will be Let me check.
No star. No star.
No star is
We're
direct
cleared
to...
direct to Jipox.
Okay, so 3-4 right with Jipox transition.
Correct.
So, okay, so let me execute that. Let's go back into the legs page. So we still have the old routine here.
Right. Now, I was going, while you were doing that, I need to get rid of all this stuff before you enter the approach. I need to get rid of all this stuff underneath.
You don't need it. You don't actually need it. We can actually use one trick. If you press G-box.
Yeah. No, that I understand, but I thought I had a lot of stuff left over from the route intersects, but no, that one I can do no problem. All right. So now we've got that in, so we should now be getting. Now why? What's happened here?
Well, actually, nothing really, because we are flying to Olympia, and then we are intercepting the other airway into Seattle, and then he's backtracking us back into Jipox, and so we can then approach, because we are pretty much approaching the airfield from flying west.
We have a problem in the legs page, because
it's very confusing, but it can actually work. What we can do, if you look at your ND, is that we can move Jipox into the top, so it becomes the next waypoint, and then we need to hold that present position to descend. And then after we are close to, let me see, Jipox, we need to intercept past Jipox at 7,000. We can then continue the approach.
Okay. So you want to bring Jipox into the boxes.
Yeah. So let's do. Before I execute, let's confirm everything. So I'm going to bring Jipox into the top. Okay. So now it wants to fly direct to Jipox.
Right.
No. Okay. Now I saw the issue here. Yeah. Let's bring Jipox into the first page, into the top. So now we have a direct Jipox, and then we are going to hold at present position so we can descend during the hold.
Excellent idea.
And then we can start the approach.
Okay.
So do you agree?
Yeah, I agree, and let me set the hold in present position.
I'm going to execute Jipox.
Right. Okay.
And you do the hold.
Okay, so we go to the next hold, and we want to hold in present position, and I think we accept all these, and execute. Excellent. And we need to reset MCP altitude to 7,000.
Okay.
Now ATC come on and say, Sonic 44, what are you guys doing?
Flying.
Right. But Antonio, you're absolutely right. When you've got two people on this, it becomes incredibly difficult.
Because you are used to, the thing is you are using to do everything, and therefore you have your own pace, but adding a second person requires you to actually force you to do some changes. But now we should also do flight level change, so we can start our descent.
Yep.
So the MCP is 237, that is the hold speed, if I'm not mistaken. So it wants to us to hold at the bat speed is 237.
Correct.
Okay. We can start our descent, so now we have all the LNAV flight level change speed, and we are descending to 7,000. We are going to reset the altimeter. So 1, 2, and 3 on your side.
Right. Well, we don't Okay, now we have to reset.
We have to reset.
And the QNH in
29er if
Okay.
it hasn't changed.
okay, well, yeah, I was going to check and see whether it's actually changed. It's now 3001.
Okay, so 3001.
All right, and on my side,
Okay,
3001.
LNAV bank angle limited.
You want to do that? Up to
No,
you.
no, no, no. The
No?
thing is, it's just now it's just a notification from the FMC.
Right. But now, yeah, it's not on. It's gone. So.
Yeah.
Okay, so descent and approach checklist. Altimeters
3001.
3001 and
Let me just get the standby here. 30.
I've got it.
No.
Oh.
Ah, okay. That explains why it's changing.
Okay, standby set, so altimeters are set. Okay, recall,
Let me see.
nothing.
Okay, check.
Seatbelt signs,
They should still be on.
they are still on. Okay. Allowable landing weight, yep, that's okay. Approach briefing, I guess that's completed. Right. Minimum.
We haven't done it, but let's assume we have.
Alright, so minimums are 572.
522.
522, correct. So let's set the minimums. Barrow and 522 set. Okay, approach frequencies and course. Okay, well,
Let me check the nav radio just one, because that has happened to me in the past.
Right.
Okay, so the ILS is 110.3, KSEA ident, and the course is 344. We have 345. This is within range, so
correct.
yeah, good to go.
Okay, so that's okay. We should now bring Jibox up to the next.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should close the discontinuity on the legs page.
Yes, we can. So let me just bring Gbox above our present position and execute. Okay, so this will. Yeah, I was just checking if this was not forcing us to leave the hold, but no. So we
No,
are still
it's
holding
not.
at present position.
Okay, so continue with the approach. Okay, and auto brakes set. So we need to set the auto brakes.
Let me see the runway length just to check one thing.
The runway length is long.
It's 3.6 meters
Right.
and 11,000 feet, so we can
Right.
go with the auto brakes too.
Okay, I will set auto brake. You set. Okay, you set. Got it. All right. And we're now 11,547 in altitude. We're not going to make it by the exit from the hold. So we'll have to exit after. We'll exit at 7,000, right?
Since we are, yeah, we need to exit at 7,000 because after that we need to descend
So
back to intercept at 22 at
okay. So let
2000.
let me set Jibox at 7,000 exact, right?
And also, since you are on that side of the cockpit, you can also open the speed brakes a bit, and this will cause us to descend faster.
Okay. Speed brakes extended. Do you think we're going to make 7 by the time we exit the hole?
We are descending 2,000 feet per minute, and that The indicator above the triangle shows, if I'm not mistaken, the next 2 minutes. So 2.5
we're
plus
gonna make it.
2.5, that's 10. We are going to make
Okay,
it. So we
so we
can
can
arm the exit.
Arm the
hole.
exit of the hole. All right, armed. Yeah, you're absolutely right. If you sit and do this solo, it's so easy.
Yeah.
But you do it with two people and it becomes very difficult to do it properly.
1,000.
Also, don't forget to execute.
I didn't execute, you're absolutely right. Okay, we're 7.5 for 7.
Yeah.
So descent and approach checklist complete.
Effort. Okay, so G-box is net, speed LNAV alt, and we are here.
Alright, so we should arm VNAV.
Arm VNAV and set the MCP to 2200.
Yeah, but I want to see what speed it's going to take us to. It's going to take us to 240. So let's make that 230.
Yeah, 190, something like that.
Okay, alright, we're making 190. 190. Okay, and execute and arm LNAV. VNAV. Okay.
So speed, LNAV, VNAV path, we are on the path.
And flaps
Flaps 1.
1.
And don't forget to keep descending to
Flaps 1.
2200.
Correct.
Do you want me to set 2200
Yep,
on
yep,
MCP?
yep. Okay,
And
speed brake.
brake?
Speed brake is off. And we're flaps 1. And I'm going to open the speed window. And all right. Okay, we can go flaps 10 and 170. Flaps 10.
Flaps 5.
Oh,
Do you want flaps 5 or flaps 10?
flaps 5. It's fine.
Okay.
All right.
So I'm also going to, while we are doing that, I'm going to add the approach reference.
Oh, okay.
This is going to be a 25 or a 30 landing.
Let's do 30.
Okay, so that's 147.
Okay. 147. Right. I'm just bringing that up so that people can see where we are on that. Okay. All right. That's done. Okay, Sonic 44. Maintain 200 knots to Clues. Okay, Sonic 44. 200 to Clues. Okay, we're on the descent path.
Yeah.
And both the localizer and the glide slope seem to be active, and I think we can probably arm the localizer. Do you agree?
Yeah. You can arm the localizer.
Okay.
Okay, speed lock we have pump.
Okay. Passing clues. And we can go flaps 10, 167. Flaps
Flaps
10
Flaps 10.
and speed 167.
Localizer active.
And we can arm the approach. You agree? No? Okay, we'll
No.
wait. We'll wait.
Now one thing, that is actually the flap 20 speed. Now we are passing through flaps 10.
167.
Flaps 5 is actually flaps 10, so now we are approaching the speed that you can no longer, you need to actually be at flaps 20, right?
Right.
Up is 1, 5, up is 1 is 5, 5 is 10, 10 is 20.
Okay, so I want to go flaps 20 and gear down.
Yeah. Okay,
Flaps
so
20. Gear down.
and gear down, and you can arm the approach.
Now arm the approach and
Okay.
speed
1002.
okay, localizer and glide slope captured, and we can go flaps 25
Flaps 25.
and ref speed
2,500.
147 and flaps
Plus 5.
Flaps 30.
plus 5. All right.
Flaps
Yeah,
30.
so it's the box on top of rev. Yeah.
Okay. What do you mean by box on top of rev? Oh,
Exactly
okay.
what you did.
Yeah. Right. I didn't realize that. Thank you for pointing that out.
Same thing, that 70% N1 is the throttle lever at the end where it says N1. If you align it, that gives you exactly 70%.
Right. Gosh, there's an awful lot to learn to be a pilot, right?
Okay, and did we complete the landing checklist?
Speed brakes armed. Okay. Speed brakes are armed. Landing gear down and green. Flaps green. Good. Landing checklist complete. Okay. Have we got the lights on and everything? Landing lights? No. We haven't. Okay. Right. We've got the minimum set. Right. Okay. Land
Aren't you
green.
going to fly that part, the approach manually?
Yeah, it can do. Why not? Okay, so auto throttle off.
1,000.
Of course, I haven't done the PSX thing with the throttles.
500. Approaching minimums.
Landing.
Decide.
Landing.
100. $50. 30. 20. 10.
Whoa. Whoa, that's my
Auto
rudder
brakes
pedals.
off.
And we've
Okay, reversers.
yeah, they're on. We lost that because my rudder pedals, I need to change them. They're very, very twitchy. Okay.
Auto brakes off.
Yeah, they went off with that. You see that's
80
my.
knots.
80, 60.
Whoa.
Oh, you even get a landing report.
Correct. That's because I've got bar cars
Ah,
in. Okay, so we'll leave the runway.
okay, flaps up.
And
We place flaps up. Spoilers up.
okay. Get the APU on.
I will get the APU on. You drive.
I drive, okay. Let me bring up my little driving map here. Okay.
Okay, don't forget to disable terrain, the weather, else you will give someone cancer.
Yes. We'll either give them cancer or we'll make them. Okay.
Okay, so after landing flow completed.
Okay, well done. And I think we'll just stop here. Okay, we'll call that the gate.
Okay, so runway and exit turn off lights off.
Great. Parking brake set. Oh,
Okay, we are on the APU.
okay. So after landing checklist, landing lights and strobe lights off, flaps are up, stabilizer 6 units. Okay,
Check.
check. Speed brakes are down. I'm not sure what's going on here with the speed brakes. That's it, now they're down. Radars are off. Transponder to standby. Okay, you've already
Check.
done that.
Yeah.
And auto brakes are off. Okay, after landing checklist complete. Right.
Okay.
And you see the landing, you can see the landing report.
Yeah. I already closed it, but it showed.
What did I get? 77%. Ah,
Apparently, yes.
that's not bad. Okay. No wing strike, no tail strike, no pod strike. Okay, good. Right, happy.
We can live with it.
Happy with that. Okay, well, I think this is the point at which, do you want to go through the parking checklist or leave it
As you
at,
prefer. If you want, we can do something else.
okay, let's leave that and yeah, and what's your feeling about having done that now together for the first time with somebody else?
Yeah, it's way more interesting, and maybe we need to repeat this again on the maybe longer flights where we can actually do A to B completely from one side to the other.
Right,
But it requires way more coordination that we are used to.
correct. And
So it's not. You need to know both roles and exactly what is the responsibility of each.
correct. I think if we do this again, Antonio, we should actually talk while we're doing it. Talk about whose role it is to do what, and maybe have a
Yeah.
copy of the flows in front of us. And,
I actually do have that. I actually do have the flows.
Okay, you see, I don't. I must confess that I'm much more of, I'm not quite, I've actually got a twin instrument commercial ticket in the United States, and I used to fly a lot, small aeroplanes, including flying a 172 for over 100 hours in Kai Tak in Hong Kong. And then I was absolutely meticulous about checklists, but when I'm simming, I tend to do what I have to do, and nearly always, 95% of the time, I take off with everything correct. But that's obviously not good enough for the real world. But I just find that doing the checklists meticulously is quite a tedious process. If you do that every time that you fly, I'd rather get up in the air and do the intercepts and try and do the navigation stuff. So.
Well, it depends. It depends how well you want to be prepared, because
Right.
if you start doing, first of all, when two persons are flying, then it becomes a little bit more. You need to have that process in order to ensure that everyone follows the process, and therefore you always get the same results at the end.
Right.
And when you start doing failures, because then
Yes.
if you miss something, you are pretty much screwed.
Right,
So
right.
then also the thing is, I understand that the tedious part is you effectively having to learn how to do everything the right way, because you need that in order to be able to you need to be able to do that at the end. So
Right.
you need to have that control over yourself, that you do things correctly, even
Right.
if it's 4 in the morning
Yep.
and you have to redo everything. So yeah,
Right.
and especially these types of sims that are a little bit more complex, if you don't do stuff exactly the correct way, then you will not get the result.
Correct. That's right. That's right. And that's what I love about PSX, that it isn't forgiving. It behaves pretty much the way you'd expect the aeroplane to behave. But hey, I've thoroughly enjoyed doing this, and I hope you have.
Yeah, it was really interesting.
Right.
It was really cool.
Right. So, shall we do it again sometime? And in the
We do. I wanted to actually show you one thing
Uh-huh.
that I would like to give you a surprise. Let
Okay.
me see. Let's see if you can fly this. This is just hand flying. You
Okay.
don't need to do anything.
Right.
Give me a sec. Let me see if I can find it. Give me a sec.
Okay, I'm going to stop the stream now.